All right. Hello there, folks. Very good afternoon or otherwise time-appropriate greetings to you folks here on Speed Gaming 4. We are bringing you yet another match in the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament, and we got yet another good one for you today, folks. Today, we have got two veterans of the Randomizer, DiggleWrath and AeroRaiser, both showing their skills. Both are 1-1, and they are both going to put on a show for you today. I'm Captain MD13. It's just me today for now, so we shall get on with our shenanigans in just a little while. We have given the green light to the folks in the race time room. They will be casting off in a couple of minutes. So personal hopes for the speed. Well, we had an interesting one. We had a couple of interesting seeds last night. So I'm hoping we last night ended up being go mode was boost ball and upper dynamo for one runner and phase on student control tower for another. So boost being in upper dynamo was a pretty rude spot. Now the race time room has just been kicked off, which means we will be beginning in just a hot second here. We have no special agreements today. So our runners will be charge beam and landing site start. Nothing else particularly special. And you can see the timers are running. In 10 seconds, we will be off. Now again, both these runners, no slouches when it comes to both Prime Randomizer and Tournament lifestyle. So they both absolutely know what they are doing here. So we shall see what shenanigans we get down to. And the race begins. Both runners nailing the SJF and receiving a Morph Ball for their troubles to start things off. Not a bad item to find in Alcove. It gives you one extra item under the ship, nice and convenient, which today, that item under the ship is Space Jump. Fascinating. That's practically the second best combo of items you want to get at this point. Mobility has already been drastically improved for both runners. Looks like both runners are going to immediately head to Chozo. Not much else you really can do at this point without missiles. But we have 3 items already in Logic in Main Plaza, courtesy of that space jump. Ruined Shrine is off the table until we get missiles, but let's be honest here, missiles are probably chilling in Main Plaza. I see one missile-related pickup already up there on the grapple ledge, which it looks like Diggle is going for immediately, which is, in fact, our missile launcher. Half-Pipe is Grapple Beam today, and Vault Ledge is an artifact. Okay, so yeah, again, very mobile start here. And there's a second artifact in Ruined Shrine. Looks like an energy tank up top. Runners not going to be disappointed in seeing those early, especially considering last night it was like 40 minutes before the first energy tank even showed up. No sign of an explosive, however, so that lower Ruined Shrine item is gonna have to wait. And Arrow's already on his way out. Diggle is on her way to, this is to, Nursery, which Was that Boost Ball? Might be Boost Ball. We'll have another look in a second. Oh, we got an early gravity suit in Ruined Gallery. Here we go. Well, early Chozo being early Chozo, folks. And just to add even more, Ice Beam on Hive Mecha with bombs right behind. Jeez, what is this seed? We got bombs, Ice Beam, Space Jump. How about Wave and Thermal? Then we can just go to friggin'. Okay, Vault has our third artifact. Third artifact before hints. Not often, well, I would say that, but given the way this tournament's been going, it's been pretty often we see this. But that's 3 artifacts and a whole bunch of items in early Chozo. And AeroRaiser is taking those bombs back to go check the other item in Gallery, and it is another energy tank. But it looks like AeroRaiser is not interested in going to Vault and is instead going to retrieve that boost ball in Ruin Nursery. Not a bad idea, honestly, because it is overall just faster. And X-Ray in the lower Ruined Shrine item. The one day I'm solo calming and tracking everything is in Chozo. Now I don't think Diggle has retrieved the artifact yet. Oh, is that an actual suit in the tree? I can't tell if that's an actual suit or a nothing. But it looks like AeroRaiser is going to warp to start. But does not have the Vault artifact. Now, he will figure this out momentarily after checking hints. But Diggle is going to retrieve Boost. Alright, Diggle going to retrieve her second energy tank off of the Ruined Gallery tunnel. Very nice landing on the platform. AeroRaiser unfortunately has to deal with the longest load time in the game now with Artifact Temple. So yeah, so far this first, what are we at, like 7 minutes in, and we've got a beam, a suit, 3 out of 5 Morph Ball upgrades, and Space Jump. Alright, Diggle electing to take a safety save followed by a save warp. Oh, I think Diggle's trying to save warp. Yeah, Diggle's trying to save warp. There we go. Early hints from AeroRaiser, so we've got Dynamo, that could be upper or lower. Watery Hall, that's free. Vault, that's free. Frigate Crash Site, that's free. So, upper Dynamo, or Dynamo, Frigate Crash Site, and Watery Hall, literally all those artifacts are in the early game. Except maybe Dynamo. That might be the only one that might need Spider Ball. I know there are ways to get it. There might be a way to get it without Spider Ball. I don't know if our runners know them. Alright, Diggle electing to head to Transport Tunnel B, grab the next item there. Which is supers! Okay, back to the tree we go! Well, at least they weren't on Hive Mecha like they were the last two races I called. Alright, Arrow gonna grab the Frigate Crash Site artifact. And X-Ray Grapple already puts Root Cave into Logic, so Diggle says might as well. Arrow going to check Overgrown Cavern. And what is that? More missiles? I'm sure Diggle wouldn't mind seeing those, considering Launcher is the only missile she has at the moment. Oh, chat's saying you need floaty jump for Upper Dynamo without Spider Ball, so guess we need Spider Ball. Too bad the runner's already picked up Gravity Suit. Diggle performing an excellent Arbor Chamber out of bounds here to retrieve nothing! Well, unfortunately, without Variasuit, Magmoor is still off the table, so for now, it's back to Chozo to see what else can be found back there. And Diggle will also probably go and retrieve hints now. Overgrown Cavern has even more missiles. And Arrow is going to take this all the way to Far Chozo. With Ice Beam, this is not a bad idea. First check on the table for AeroRaiser is going to be the Anti-Chamber Vanilla Ice Beam. Admittedly, not a spot we often find progression these days, but we'll see if this stacked Chozo serves anything different, and it does give us an energy tank, which Arrow will not say no to. Might mess with some room layers later, but at least an energy tank is still an energy tank. Diggle gonna be very happy, or possibly mildly annoyed to see that Dynamo hint, but otherwise pretty happy, I'm sure, to see these artifact hints. To answer a question, chat, Chozo Ruins had an alarmingly large number of items. It had, let's see, Boost Ball, Grapple Beam, Gravity Suit, Ice Beam, and Bombs. And our first Logical Missile Launcher. And the remaining 3 artifacts are all in Chozo. The ones AeroRaiser has not gotten yet are Watery Hall, Vault, and Frigate Crash Site. Actually, no, Arrow got Frigate Crash Site. The other Chozo... Dynamo. Dynamo's the other one. That's the one. So yeah, Chozo is loaded with all sorts of nonsense today that our runners are very happy to see. But yeah, with Ice Beam in tow, AeroRaiser is going to go ahead and get Hall of the Elders out of the way right now. Now, we're still actually looking for a significant number of items. We do still need the other 2 beams plus Phazon Suit, which we have a sneaking suspicion it might be in the main Plaza tree, because Diggle already took a look at it. And she will now follow AeroRaiser into Far Chozo. Alright, missiles in Hall of the Elder. So now we can slow down a little bit here. We can finally slow down a little bit and just process what's happened here in not even the span of 15 minutes. How did they climb up to Overgrown Cavern? Well, turns out there's like 6 ways to climb Frigate Crash Site involving standable terrain, slope jumps, and all sorts of other shenanigans. If it looks like you can stand on it, you can stand on it in Prime 1, and Prime 2 for that matter. In Prime 3, if it looks like you can stand on it, you just slide off. Nothing of importance in Crossway at the moment. That looks like nothing up in the upper furnace. Looks too bright to be a Phazon suit for sure. Lower furnace, on the other hand, has Spider Ball! Okay, we have all access to all artifacts. What is happening here? Ooh, Diggle electing to make the quick field trip to Great Tree Chamber, and Life Grove, we now know, is not in logic because we still need power bombs. And I think Diggle just realized that. But with Boost in tow, can go ahead and do bar skip and keep this path nice and open for later. AeroRaiser is choosing, on the other hand, to go to Zoid. And yeah, with Gravity in tow, Frigate suddenly sounds like a pretty good idea, too. She has already got supers, so can already go ahead and peek Biohazard Containment. Hydrax's Tunnel having another energy tank. Runners are definitely not energy starved today. Zoid is also concealing another energy tank. I haven't had time to sip my soda. It's a very decent start. Diggle's already checking Biohazard Containment and finds a Power Bomb. Not the first logical Power Bomb, but still a Power Bomb nonetheless. She will not say no to that. Because that puts Life Grove into play. One Power Bomb Life Grove, mind you, but still Life Grove. Unfortunately, Diggle, the trip is one way right now because Diggle doesn't have Wave. So, 2 energy tanks and a power bomb. Zoid also concealing a second energy tank. No shortage of energy this seed. I'm thinking that's now 8 energy tanks known. Where are all the missiles? Alright, Diggle is going to perform a warp to start out of Frigate. Saves the extra trip out of the way, on the way out. Alright, so disappointingly barren Frigate besides that power bomb expansion. And I didn't see what was even in upper gathering hall here. What is that? Wave of oh jeez. Well, there it is. So yeah, Diggle's probably going to head in this direction pretty soon. And Thermal, right? Okay, now Frigate was in logic. What is happening? Who made this? Because it wasn't me. Alright, so the Watery Hall artifact is underwater. The other item being an energy tank. Energy not currently a pressing issue for our runners. Sorry chat, Biohazard Containment only had a power bomb expansion. And with Spider Ball in tow, Upper Dynamo's in play, so regardless of where the artifact is, it's getting picked up. And it looks like Diggle's going to take this power bomb to Life Grove. Upper Dynamo had nothing. And that's already artifact number 5 for AeroRaiser. His last one is Vault. Diggle's last 2 are Watery Hall and Dynamo. The item is actually, yes, the nothing items are replacements of the other 6 artifacts and Charge Beam since it's given at the start. So it literally does nothing. You know, for Echoes we have the Energy Transfer Module because it also does nothing, but for Prime 1 we have a glitched suit texture that does nothing. Case in point! Of course there's nothing in Life Grove Tunnel. When is there anything in Life Grove Tunnel? And finally, we get a decent number of missiles. Diggle getting the guaranteed power bomb drop there. And it looks like Arrow is electing to climb Arboretum and fight Flagra. The other item in Life Grove is more missiles. The reason we start with Charge is because in case Super Missiles are hard required for something, you don't want to have to go hunting for Charge Beam on top of Super Missiles. But yeah, AeroRaiser is just taking all these tools and just making the move to Flagra. Flagra and Ghost both in Logic right now, courtesy of that Spider Ball in Ruined Shrine, which Arrow thankfully does not currently have to get. But yeah, we've got AeroRaiser fighting Flagra and Diggle heading to Farchozo to pick up the couple of items over there. I'm going to give you folks AeroRaiser's audio. Whoops, that's a little loud. Stand by. That's a little better. Last tournament was 6 artifacts. You may be thinking of the GDQ Hotfix cross-game showcase that Bash Prime and Dark Zero performed a couple of weeks ago. That had Bash elected to have the Prime artifact set to 9. But yeah, we got a little more downtime here while AeroRaiser goes ahead and deals with Flagra. Alright, Diggle meanwhile picking up those missiles out of Hall of the Elders. So I'm trying to think what we can do here with this current equipment. Given that Frigate was in play, you know what? We might have various suit and mines. Although, we might not need it at this point. Because if Plasma Beam is close by, and it is Phazon Suit in the tree, then that's literally Cetus Frius. Yeah, because we've established we don't need Spider Ball. To answer a question, some discussion in chat, yes, there is a... Oh, come on! Game, are you kidding me right now? Plasma Beam on Flagra? Wow, the guess paying off for AeroRaiser. So, assuming Main Plaza Tree is not got Phazon Suit, then we're looking for Phazon Suit. If it does have Phazon Suit, we are already in no mode. What? Oh, and that's no mode with KNOW, yeah. Just to explain something in chat real quick. Alright, AeroRaiser is going to do Ghosts, which, thankfully this isn't too bad with Super Missiles, although X-Ray Visor would be nice, but this is one of the reasons we choose not to randomize Charge Beam, because do you really want to fight Ghosts with Lemons only? Because, for reference, a Lemon does 2 damage, and a Ghost has 200 HP. Also, Arrow does not pick up Supers yet. So, thankfully a fully charged beam does 50 damage, so it's 4 charge beam shots or 200 lemons. Take your pick. And we call lemons single power beam shots because, and yeah, if you saw DiggleWrath's SG Live demonstration of the Prime Randomizer last fall, I want to say, you will know that fighting ghosts with lemons is not a good time. Alright, Diggle getting the double energy tank injection from Zoid. The lack of missiles might make Exo a bit of a pain in the backside even with supers in tow, but... I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Alright, Diggle's gonna go to Watery Hall and pick up the 2 artifacts there. Ooh, nice. I did not know you can jump from that. Alright, Arrow is going to retrieve his last artifact out of Vault. Now, if Main Plaza Tree is the progression, then Diggle has a little bit of time to catch up here since since she has supers, and Arrow would have to go back to Transport Tunnel B. And that's artifact number 6 for AeroRaiser and 5 for DiggleWrath. Soon to be 6 because Watery Hall is just chilling 2 rooms away. Looks like AeroRaiser's going to take the Wave Beam and go check... Was thinking about taking the Wave Beam to check Tower Chamber, but has elected otherwise. Alright, Arrow is going back to Talon. This is the right direction, as we know supers are down here, and if Phazon Suit is chilling in the tree, then welp. Alright, Diggle, on the other hand, is not going to fight Flagra, which, unfortunately, that's bad news. We know Flagra is required this seed. That looks like a Power Bomb expansion in Ruined Fountain. No need to worry about that. Wow, Diggle going for the gravity chamber check. Not gravity chamber, sorry, magma pool. Gravity chamber's Fendrana. Wrong region. Ooh, but has found Ice Spreader and Training Chamber access. But that's a missile tank in Training Chamber itself. No need to worry about that. Looks like there's nothing in... Oh, right, we established there was nothing in Arbor Chamber. Very nice movement from AeroRaiser climbing up Root Cave here, but is going to be very happy to see these super missiles. Now, Arrow hasn't gone back to pick up X-Ray, and let's see, is this Phazon suit in the tree? No, it is Varia suit, so the whole world is open. Have fun looking for Phazon suit, you two. Alright, this is going to be Diggle's thermal visor, I think. Oh, nope, Diggle checked this already. I'm trying to remember, where was, I'm trying to remember where X-Ray was. It was someplace stupidly early in Chozo. Oh, chat's enlightening me that Diggle did in fact get thermal visor. Thank you, chat. AeroRaiser going to be happy to see that or maybe not so happy to see that Varia suit. Take your pick. So, yeah, folks. Thingy, track Varia suit, please. Thank you. And that's going to be Arrow's X-Ray. So, with everything that has happened, our runners are now, besides the Plasma Beam on Flagra kerfuffle, neck and neck. Unfortunately, I don't know if Diggle checks Flagra with everything else in tow. But yeah, X-Ray was in Lower Ruin Shrine. Arrow just picked it up. Is going to get Tower of Missiles. Oh, and Diggle is in fact going for Flagra from reverse. Wow, yeah, in about 4 minutes, these runners are going to be neck and neck, having literally the entire world except logically Power Bomb checks open for Phazon suit. That has to be the fastest Phazon suit hunt mode I have ever seen in a Prime Seed. And I've seen some Jet Seeds. Oh no! Diggle took a tumble down thanks to the, whatever these creatures are called. Now the good news is them having what will ultimately be all 3 suits for final bosses means 50% resistance, so they will certainly be happy for that. Chat's already wanting Phazon on OP. I do not blame them for this. Ah, AeroRaiser is going to just go ahead and make Ruin Fountain his first power bomb. But yeah, Diggle's fighting Flagra, question mark. Yeah, if you come to Flagra from behind, in the randomizer, we've guaranteed that this layer starts with Flagra instead of trying to mix Flagra with ghosts and throwing a hissy fit and all that jazz. AeroRaiser going to be doing the Magmopool Training Chamber sweep, and we'll be happy to see Ice Spreader. But yeah, no, if you, basically what Diggle is going to do here is trigger all 4 bomb slots, start the fight, and then, Flagra will die immediately. Because Randomizer, folks. But yeah, folks, thanks to, with everything, that is going to be GG for Flagra, and Diggle is going to be very happy to see that Plasma Beam. So this version of the Randomizer seems to have a thing with making Flagra required, especially on no tricks. On no tricks, Flagra is required like 80% of the time. With these settings, it's more like somewhere in the mid-30s or 40s. Or I think Sasquatch told me last night it was 28 or something like that. And 34.5 minutes in, and AeroRaiser is going to take our first dive into Magmoor Caverns. Diggle might be following right behind him, too. But it looks like Diggle is going to go ahead and get Ghosts out of the way just to be safe, in case it just so happens to be Phazon Suit. We know it's a missile, which I'm sure, given how few missiles we've picked up, they won't be too unhappy to see that. Alright, welcome to Magmoor Caverns, and okay, good, that's a missile. Now, Diggle's got X-Ray and Supers in tow, so this ghost fight is going to take a lot less time. Thank you, chat. Alright, we've got Triclops Pit and Storage Cavern coming up. I think we're good. There's not a whole lot left to track at this point, actually. I did, however, forget to mark Arrow's initial power bomb. Yeah, literally the only 3 things left on the tracker are Wavebuster, Flamethrower, and Phazon Suit. Thank you for the offer, though. Alright, Ghost is down for Diggle. Let's see where she chooses to go. She's probably going to go follow AeroRaiser into Lava Lake here, because given that we can literally check everything, it's the best play to make. We're actually going to probably see a pretty simple game of follow the leader for the next 15, possibly 20 minutes, depending on how where Phazon Suit is. So yeah, eyes on both runners here. If any of them makes one particular sharp turn when the other doesn't, that could spell the difference in this race. And again, it's like I said before, both these runners are no slouches. You've seen some excellent movement from the 2 of them this afternoon. Well, welcome once again to Magmoor Caverns Missile and Explosives Emporium. Because it seems to have nothing but missiles and power bombs so far. Upper Fiery Shores containing Wave Buster, but Arrow is saying, lol, no thank you. And we've got missiles in the shore tunnel, so Arrow is not going to pick those up. 50, I guess he's cozy with 50. 50's not too bad. Now that I think about it, Diggle is also packing 50, so the reason Diggle's a little bit further behind Arrow when it comes to this lava lake going through Triclops Pit and all, is that she chose to check Frigate, which we knew, which was in logic courtesy of Spider being where, not Spider, Thermal and Wave being where they were. Because Thermal was in Watery Hall Access and Wave was in Gathering Hall. So... But AeroRaiser is going to check Fendrana now. Pretty much literally the entirety of Fendrana open up to us. Now, if you folks like Spider Beam, you'll be happy to know that some form of Spider Beam is going to exist in Metroid Dread in a couple of... that's literally a month away, isn't it? Like, October 8th is Dread's release date, ain't it? Yeah, I'm excited. I've deliberately been holding off on watching trailers and stuff. Alright, what is that in the lighthouse? Looks like another energy tank, which, yeah, both runners are not going to pick up. They are both cozy with 70 tanks. Diggle's packing 8. Alright, 2 checks coming up for AeroRaiser. We've got Chozo Ice Temple and Chapel of the Elders here. And Diggle is going to give us that Wave Buster. Who knows, it might make Exo a little easier considering how stacked this start was. And down below in Chozo Ice Temple is our 3rd Power Bomb expansion. There's only 4 of those in the pool, and we found 3 of them already. We're running out of semi-unique and unique items to find. How is this going, Lokir? We're already in Phazon Suit Hunt, and we've been in Phazon Suit Hunt for about 10 minutes. Suffice it to say, this seed was extremely front-loaded in Chozo. Literally 5 out of 6 artifacts were in early Chozo as well. So Chozo had 5 artifacts: Wave Beam, Ice Beam, Plasma on Flagra, Gravity and Variasuit. Bombs, Boost, Spider, and both visors. Supers were in Transport Tunnel B. Diggle is going to take the trip to Plasma Processing. Ooh, very interesting play here. And it's just missiles. Ice Ruins East has an iced energy tank. Nothing like a good iced coffee for Samus's suit. And I didn't see what was in Workstation, and Diggle is not going for it, so must not be important. But she is going into Far Fendrana, it looks like. It requires like over 200 missiles to kill Flagra with Wave Buster. It's an excessively large amount. Alright, AeroRaiser checking out Progression Canyon, as I call it. There's almost always progression in Fendrana Canyon. Except when there isn't, of course. But looks like AeroRaiser is not interested. Quarantine Monitor has nothing! And Diggle's not even going to try and dash around it. It's just going straight for Thardus here. Thinks, why not? Plasma Beam was on Flagra already. Might as well just check Thardus. Plasma Beam and Power Bombs do really trivialize this fight. Alright, AeroRaiser now in ruined room name. Because there's like 10 of these in Prime. Courtyard, Ruined Courtyard. So it looks like, I think Arrow's just going to take this into labs. There's way more checks there. You can go all the way through to Far Fendrana. You can exit at Thardus. The room that floods room. Yeah, so Plasma is especially effective because it does extra damage to Thardus, and each rock... What was Diggle trying to write in there? I wasn't paying attention. And yes, to answer your question, Chad, Phazon suit cannot be in Vanilla Newborn in Phazon Mining Tunnel. That's the only location it cannot be in this logic. It can, however, be vanilla, or in the room right after in Processing Center Access. Which it could be. And Thardus only had missiles. What a letdown. Still, Diggle handled that Thardus fight very well. Took very little time. Eric's just going to go ahead and squeeze right by this missile and Research Lab Hydra. If we see an excessively large amount of missiles, we might see Diggle use Wave Buster, but it requires 10 missiles to start and 5 more afterwards to, 5 missiles afterwards per second, so you need a lot of missiles to get a decent amount of Wave Buster time. Not to mention Exo, if you're going to use it for Exo, you need to deal 200 damage with Wave Buster before a form switch. Oh, what is that up there? More missiles. AeroRaiser nailing these observatory dashes. Well done. Alright, Diggle is choosing to go back out from ruined courtyard back to the front of Fendrana, check all the stuff in the front, which we know is really just a load of missiles and a couple of power bombs. We really actually haven't found anything. Well, granted, there's not much left to find, to be fair, but we haven't found anything in Fendrana. And we have, I think, full cleared Chozo at this point. Because, yeah, we've seen the training chamber section, we've seen Flagra. Diggle will probably route labs. Well, Diggle also hasn't, Actually, yeah, Diggle went from monitor station to plasma processing, so... Diggle entered Fendrana through, Far Fendrana, through, Workstation, so she has not been to Front Fendrana yet. Yeah, literally everything except main power bombs were in Talon and Chozo. And Wavebuster, if you want to count that. And in case you needed to be reminded of what Metroid Prime is actually referring to in its title, there you go. Was there even anything in Far Talon? No. There was a power bomb expansion in Biohazard Containment, but that's about it. Hi, Edward. Bye, Edward. Research Lab Aether has, looks like, an energy tank and a missile expansion. I've noticed Aether having progression a couple of times so far in this tournament. The big Chozo statue room is Chozo Ice Temple. The room after it is Chapel of the Elders. That's Vanilla Wave Beam. And it looks like Research Core is just missiles. Hall of the Elders is Far Chozo, yeah. Alright, AeroRaiser, the first runner into Far Fendrana. This is where the cat jams start. I see a prediction in chat for Phazon on an MQB. That would certainly be nasty, especially since Varia Suit was in the tree, but our runners had access to mines even before picking that up, since Gravity, Ice, Wave, and Thermal, and Boost were all in really good spots. What is that in lower gravity chamber? An energy tank? Or a nothing? I can't see. Oh, it's Phazon Suit. Okay, Cetus Frius. Arrows in go mode. And that is literally the rudest spot in the entire game that progression has been in, besides Plasma and Flagra. Unfortunately, Diggle's a few steps away from that at the moment, and I think Arrow is just going to take a warp to start here at the save station. Because I'm pretty sure there's a save station right around the corner in here. Alright, but Diggle's going into labs, which is at least going to put her in Far Fendrana. But yeah, this is, I would say right now that this is currently AeroRaiser's race to lose. Just because of, just because Arrow's already picked up Phazon Suit and doesn't need to clear anything else. Now, the one major thing that could be an issue for AeroRaiser is final bosses, but again, both of these runners absolutely know what they're doing here. As, again, they have demonstrated with some expert movement over the course of the last 55 minutes. But yeah, that's the save station up there. AeroRaiser's just going to take that stalactite and climb up to reach it. And Arrow is taking the save before the warp just to prevent any crashing shenanigans. Ooh, Diggle missing the observatory dash. It likes to scan dash from the computer controls. I've not seen this particular method used, but if it works, it works. I'm not going to complain. Yeah, so scan dashing is particularly powerful in Prime because this game does not have a sideways speed cap. So if you can cancel the scan dash at maximum speed while going sideways, you're zipping. How likely is a crash when warping? It's not common, but it's happened a couple times. Although we had a crash last night in Alexis Nightfire versus Metroid MST. And Alexis still won that match despite the crash. Yeah, Varia was absolutely skippable this seed. Perfectly in logic, but absolutely skippable this seed. But you would have, if you wanted to skip Varia Suit, you would have had to go all the way through Mines to the PPC elevator. Also, by the way, Meta Ridley's vulnerable to Boost Ball, at least while in the flying phase. But yeah, AeroRaiser making mincemeat of Meta Ridley. Very well done. No charges. And Diggle's now right around the corner for Vanilla to Vanilla Gravity, so she will have Phazon Suit momentarily. So yeah, it looks like Diggle's play to Frigate unfortunately spelt her doom, as there was nothing in there, unfortunately. It was a gutsy play, certainly a logical play given what we knew and where stuff ended up being, but it just didn't have the progression today. That and the Thardas fight too, but even still, I'd be willing to bet, and we'll confirm this in the interview, that I'd be willing to bet that AeroRaiser would have fought Thardas if Fendrana had nothing. Just given that, again, the whole world became open after Varia Suit, and we just needed one item. Alright, Arrow electing to do the conventional chamber climb. Nope, AeroRaiser forced Jack to split. Alright, Diggle just a couple rooms away from Gravity Chamber now. In Gravity Chamber, rather. And she will see that Phazon Suit and grab it. And this, folks, is why we got Gravity Suit very early in the seed. For this one check. But yes, now we're on the Metroid Prime fight for AeroRaiser, and with Ice Spreader and Super Missiles in tow, the fight shouldn't be too tremendously terrifying, but AeroRaiser's just going to have to keep a small eye on missiles, since he has only picked up 75 this seed. Interestingly, the majority of our early game expansions were energy tanks. If you folks are wondering where Flamethrower is, we will see it in the credits. Hi fella, how you doing? Whoops! Had a bit of a physics moment going on there. DiggleWrath was tapping into her inner Sonic Genesis there. But yes, she is trying to get a warp to start set up again. For some reason, her L or R buttons must not be taking correctly. And there's the warp. But now Diggle is performing the proper save of the ship. Alright, so AeroRaiser taking out the energy balls up there. Definitely don't want those to hit because their after effects can last a really long time, and if it's plasma, it flat out hurts. So far, Exo being pretty cooperative for AeroRaiser, as Exo down to 40% health already. Aero elected to be pretty conservative with missiles too, which are effective in taking out the energy balls. Mainly because of their accuracy. Ooh, Diggle I think Diggle was attempting to go for a flyby boost, but Ridley went right, Ridley zigged when he should have zagged. And yeah, AeroRaiser especially saving missiles for Subchamber 4, because Subchamber 4, anything goes here. Exo might switch beams randomly, charge randomly at high speed. So far, Diggle getting a cooperative pattern out of Ridley here as well. Ooh, Diggle using rapid-fire shots to confirm that the Invincible Heart Bug didn't take place, and that is GG for Ridley. Both players having excellent Ridley fights. And there's the random form switch from Exo. Yep, again, Subchamber 4, anything goes. Actually, AeroRaiser is currently only down 38 HP from max HP at the moment. And I do believe this is the last form for... this is the second to last form for Exo. Oh, nope, it's the actual last one. I thought Exo might have had a little more than 200 HP, but hey, I don't think AeroRaiser's complaining. That was an excellent ricochet missile into the spire there. Nice thing about having leftover missiles for this is, in case you need to freeze a Metroid and blast it on the fly, you can do so. Actually, the music glitch is perma-fixed in the this version of the randomizer. Oh, Jill wanted to give Diggle a hug there. So what you're seeing Aero do is a what's called a pool cancel move, where you exit and re-enter a pool quickly in order to have it not count. On the subject of things not counting, unfortunately, AeroRaiser got pool skipped there. So if Essence is too close to the dead body, she will just go ahead and switch to the next visor and skip the pool laying, because terrain issues. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. And now Arrow's got to just wait it out until the next pool comes down. It is not RNG. Essence's attacks are scripted. And what you were seeing Arrow try to do was sequentially attack Essence in order to proceed that attack cycle along. And you're going to see this now, along with the pool cancel combination here. That location looks okay. And it's a little sketchy. We might see another pool skip here. Okay, this should be pretty much the last pool. If Arrow is really careful with his cancels. Looks like he's not actually going to try the pool cancels, and he's just going to attack cancel into the next sequence. Out of safety. Like so. And when the Fission Metroids come out, it's the last pool, and that should do it for AeroRaiser. Get your GGs in chat. AeroRaiser finishes this race with an official race time and GG time of 1:05:16. Again, a very well done by AeroRaiser, and again, very well played by both of our runners, as Diggle is not too far behind here. She's already on EXO. AeroRaiser, welcome to the booth. GG to you. Congratulations.
GG. I in no way expected to win that one.
Well, turns out, well, you both actually played phenomenally. You both had great movement. You took the Flagra gamble a lot earlier.
Yeah, well, I mean, in these settings, with Flagra being 80% of the time progression, it's like, I have to do it. And I'm like, the only downside is I did all that before Root Cave, and I'm like, my progression could just be sitting in Root Cave.
Well, to be fair, it was with Supers leading to Various Suit, although you could have even got away with both of those today.
I could have gotten away with having either. I had so many E-tanks.
Yeah, it was actually...
If I hadn't found Varia, I was going to go VMR through Twin Fires towards Workstation. And honestly, if I had done that, I think I actually would have finished even sooner, because I would have done back of Fendrana first.
Yeah, literally everything except main power bombs and Phazon Suit were in Talon and Chozo. That was...
all those artifacts, though, I was sitting there reading the artifacts, I'm like, alright, these artifact locations determine how I feel like routing this. I see all of them in early shows, so I'm like, alright, we're frigate climbing.
Well, actually, on the subject of frigate, that is actually pretty much what made the difference, because after Chozo, I'm trying to remember exactly when, but Diggle chose to dive frigate backwards after getting to Far Chozo, because you both went to
I considered going to do Life Grove. And I was thinking, frigate was in the back of my mind, because I was like, okay, frigate's fully in logic. So I'm going to avoid it.
Yeah, actually, because Diggle went to get that before she picked up Thermal and Wave, actually. So she did it from backwards out of Far Chozo.
Yeah. Is there anything we didn't see, or...
Flamethrower, which we're about to see where it is in the credits.
Yeah, let me scroll down and see the flamethrower.
But that's really all we didn't see. And Gravity Suit
Thanks,
was...
game. Thanks, game. Flamethrower and Elder Chamber. I almost went back for that.
Oh, that's great. I mean, this seed was already, like, Phazon Suit aside, as the saying I've
Phazon
been
Suit
using.
wasn't even horrible. It's just, lower gravity kind of sucks. I had to deal with pirates on the way to the save station. That wasn't the biggest deal.
Well, SG3 is joining us here, and I assume that means that the Trirex Baja Blood race has just wrapped up. Well, folks, we're just wrapping up here.
Yeah.
After starting about an hour later than you folks.
Yeah, also, it seems 105 is my destiny of this tournament because my first race, if you remember, was 105 even.
I think I do remember that.
And then, yeah, because you were also on commentary with that one. And then this one is 105.16. I'm like, really? Alright, there's... And it looks like Diggle's about finished too, so that's great.
Yep, Diggle we're seeing on the restream is on Essence, but it looks like she's having no trouble. You both had absolutely no trouble with final bosses.
even with the one pool skip, I guess the one pool skip kind of balanced out how great EXO was. Like that, I could not have asked for a better EXO.
Yeah, and you also got you also both went and got Ice Spreader, so that definitely made life a tad bit easier.
Yeah, I came across Ice Spreader. What I found main power bomb, I was like, it's like I have one power bomb, I'd like more. And I see the pillar in Triclops Pit glowing. I'm like, now my power bombs.
Ask and I shall receive, as the saying goes.
Yeah.
And look at these. Oh, that was phenomenal pool canceling from Diggle. That is going to finish it. Diggle's finishing time will be a 109.50.
Yeah, this was a seed. Like, I went into this one very worried because I was like, I don't know if I can beat Diggle. But I was like, this is going to be close, though. As soon as I found Phazon, I'm like, oh, if Diggle did back of Fendrana first, I lose.
It's funny because that was the other thing that gave you an edge up, and we'll talk about that in a second. Diggle, GG to you.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's, AeroRaiser. I feel like I got randoed.
You did.
From what I was told, you basically took the bait that I didn't called Frigate.
Sorry, hold on. Let me mute my game audio.
Okay.
It was actually two things I was just about to get to. The first one was Frigate. The second one was after going to Far Fendrana via the workstation elevator, because after Diggle went to Magmoor, instead of going front Fendrana, she went to Far Fendrana, but she chose to go to Thardis instead of go to Far Fendrana.
Yeah, so instead of getting Phazon's to like 6th item or whatever in Far Fendrana, it was the second to last item I picked up.
Yeah, I went from front of Fendrana, went all the way through labs. I was going to do back, and then if none of that was anything, then do Thardis. But then Gravity Chamber happened. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm actually sad that I found Varia Suit, because if I hadn't, I would have VMR'd to the workstation elevator and done back first.
Oh, yeah, if I hadn't, I was actually going to go straight into Mines. But
Mines was tempting, too. That's probably where I would have gone if Thardis was nothing.
We thought for sure there would be. We thought for sure Phazon Suit was going to be in Mines, or Varia Suit could have even been in Mines if that was a nothing in the tree. Because we saw that when you checked it earlier, Diggle, and we thought, what suit is that? Because we can't tell from the X-ray image. But
yeah, I thought it was a nothing at first. But I'm like, I'm not sure. I better get it later.
Yeah, I didn't have the supers till late because I didn't go to Root Cave till forever. Because as soon as I warped back to start from my initial Chozo run, I went and climbed Frigate and went through backwards. Speaking of which, the only item left behind: Flamethrower and Elder Chamber.
No. Oh man.
That's the only thing that prevented me from having a full tracker for somebody today.
I'm sad now.
Yeah, Elder Chamber had the Flamethrower. I'm like, I almost went back for that after Flagra, but I'm like, that's the only thing I have left in Chozo.
Yeah, you both basically went right to Flagra when you passed through the neighborhood. After Diggle, you were a little late. I wouldn't say late per se getting to Flagra, but
I was about to say, I committed to Flagra super early. You kind of have to in these settings.
Yeah, I don't. The 80% Flagra progression is for no tricks, but for this logic, it's still like a relatively higher chance. It's
still
like
high.
I think it's like somewhere in the upper 20s, 30s, which is unfortunately pretty common for this tournament.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it wasn't Ice Beam this time. I'm used to getting Ice Beam. They're half my seats.
Well, instead you got Ice Beam on Hive Mecha,
Which I was very happy to see.
Can we just talk about that start? I mean, that start was one of the most
Morph Ball into Space Jump, which immediately gave you most of Main Plaza. You were already stacked right there, and it was like, sheesh.
Yeah.
And then when you read the artifacts, you're like, what is this, and how bad is Phazon Suit?
Exactly. And the funny thing is, if Phazon Suit was in the tree, that would have been game over.
Yeah.
That would have literally been it for the seed. Like, this could have been, like, literally a 40-minute seed.
That's insane, too.
But, yeah, let's take an inventory here. So, what was in Chozo here? Bombs, Boost, Spider,
Everything.
Grapple, Varia, and Gravity, all 3 beams, Ice Spreader.
I got a Power Bomb in Chozo as well, so...
Yeah,
I got mine in Biohazard Containment, but yeah. I saw the Rune Fountain one.
Yeah, literally the only things that were not in Chozo were Wave Buster, Phazon Suit, main Power Bombs, Supers, and Space Jump, and Morph Ball. That was it. Everything else was in Chozo.
I had to do a double take on Arbor Chain, but I'm like, wait, okay, that's nothing. I'm out.
Well, I did the out of bounds because I did Flagra a little later, and so when I picked up nothing, yeah, it was pretty accurate.
I didn't even go to Root Cave until after I had almost full clear Chozo.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that was a risk, and it ended up just being Supers, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's go back to the tree real quick. Oh, Varia Suit. Cool, let's go to Magmoor.
Yeah.
If it hadn't have been Varia Suit, I probably would have just VMR'd through Twin Fires Tunnel instead, though, and I would have gotten the Phazon quicker.
I would have gotten Flamethrower because I would have warped to start and then just gone to Mines from there.
Yeah, Mines was looking really tantalizing for a bit there until we realized Varia Suit was in the tree.
Especially, well, Frigate was looking really nice too because you had it completely in logic very quickly.
Yeah, I went through the reverse Frigate before getting Wave Beam because I figured I can just warp to start from the front and climb up FCS again, and so that's why I was willing to do it. It wasn't too slow.
It wasn't really a slow play because at the same time you could also have knocked out Life Grove at that time.
I actually had to go back to Life Grove because I didn't have a Power Bomb.
Yeah, and
right, yeah, the Power Bombs were kind of late. I think that might have been probably what pushed me away from Life Grove area. So I'm like, Great Tree Chambers are checked, but it's an extra couple elevator rides for 1 check right now.
My sequence there was get to Frigate Crash Site, climb it, check Great Tree Chamber, then do Bar Skip, do the 3 Frigate checks, get a PB in Biohazard Containment, warp to start, climb up Frigate Crash Site again, then go to Life Grove. And Life Grove was 15 missiles.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Actually, it was 10 missiles. The tunnel had nothing.
Ah, my bad. It was worse than that.
Worse than that. No, I feel like if there was anything in Frigate, I would have lost that one by a mile. Because I wasn't going to do... Frigate would have been the last thing I had done because I was going to go from Fendrana into Mines.
And it was looking really good for Mines. Like, Phazon Suit could have been on OP for all we care. If that was like a nothing in the tree, then you probably would have been expected to go through Frigate to Mines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if it wasn't, I was sitting there thinking when I was going to the tree, I'm like, okay, if this is Varia, I go to Magmoor. If this is anything else, I VMR through Twin Fires. Because I had like 8 E-tanks. Like, sheesh, the game was like throwing them at us today.
I'm pretty sure there was a point where you had more energy tanks than missile expansions.
Yeah, 80% of the seed.
I think that wasn't true for me.
I started getting all the missile expansions once I hit Fendrana, I want to say.
Yeah, Fendrana and Magmoor had all the ammunition.
Fendrana and Magmoor had everything. I think I had like 6 E-tanks, but only like 30 missiles doing Flagra, or 25, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, look at your in-game times for this. You both got sub hours. Like, let that serve as a testament to how
Yeah, this was
pretty
a
crazy
seed.
this seed was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, our RTA would have been sub hour if Azon would have been in a nicer place.
Like the tree.
Like the tree, yeah.
Exactly.
By
Been
the
like, oh.
way, why is warping to start in this game a hyper mode trick?
Yeah, actually, we
Wait,
were wondering about
wait,
that
what?
because
No, I'm joking. I cannot warp to start to save my life, and I don't know why.
yeah, we saw you were struggling a couple of times with that. We weren't sure if it was a controller issue or a software issue, because I know you just got some new equipment recently, right?
Not for the Wii. I haven't. I'm on a new computer now, but the Wii is the same as it ever was.
Yeah. So the way the GameCube's triggers work are weird sometimes, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, if it's like fully like a digital art press, L and R press, that might be a problem because sometimes my L trigger is a little finicky when
Then
it
that
decides
is-
it's.
That's probably it.
Mm.
Well, the two of you have put on a fantastic show for us here this afternoon. A very quick but still a fantastic show here. And
Yeah,
we would
this
again,
one was nice.
again, we remind you folks to give both of our runners, DiggleWrath and AeroRaiser, a follow as they continue with 4 remaining rounds in the Metroid Prime Randomizer 2021 tournament. Definitely stick around, folks. Our next match on the schedule is tomorrow afternoon. It is Comzeek versus Xenowars. That will be on SG2 at 3 p.m. But we got another pair of matches right after, 5:30 p.m. Asder versus Mighty Caesar 37. That should be a good match. And 8 p.m. You two might need to help me on the pronunciations here. Feisy versus SP Kid Jim. Am I getting that right?
Picked Jim, I think.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure myself.
But Spicy sounds right. By the way, follow Captain. He's cool.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly. Can't leave the commentator out.
Speckled Jim, I think Chad is saying.
My bad then.
All right, thank you, Chad, for clarifying that. But yes, folks, that is all for us here this afternoon. We are going to wrap things up. We will see you folks next mission. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, folks.
Yeah.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's again. I look forward to watching the VOD.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching this one back soon. This is a seed.
It sure was. See you next time, folks.
GG's.
Bye.